Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
And welcome back, RSG Skewer Nation. What is going on? It is Hump Day. It is Wednesday. It's time for the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community. I'm your host, Ranger J, 1999, part of the RSG crew, welcoming you to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game. And joining me for this stream, like always, we've got Finity, the lightsaber, or he's not the lightsaber builder. He's the troll, Dr. Finn, the troll extraordinaire.
Yes, I am definitely not a lightsaber.
No,
builder.
he sucks. And then, but the sexy Buddha, the lightsaber builder, is Sir Loki.
What's up?
Yep. And we are here to discuss, break down, and give you the latest and greatest of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news and notes, and give you a little bit of insight on what it all means. Got a ton of stuff to cover today. What is going on, skewers? Let me hear you in the chat. Whip out your pickles, stroke your Wookiees, do your emojis, do all that fun stuff in the chat. If you want to interact with us, there's more than one way that you can. You can do, for YouTube, it's super chats and the emojis. If you'd like to do fun stuff, some little bit, sound bits that will pop up during the stream, all you need to do is do Stream Elements and or Twitch. So there you go. It's pretty simple. You can interact with us while we're doing this stream. We also like to do questions here. So if you would like, please put your questions in here. We do Q&A. So if you have a question you want to pose to us, it's pretty simple. All you need to do, and you can see some examples of that in the chat, is put your question into the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement, because we use Nightbot as a filter. So that's how we filter out the questions from everything else that goes in the chat. So please help us to help get your questions scooped up. If you don't use that format, most likely we're not going to see the question. Not that we're ignoring you, we just don't see it, because it's hard to keep up with chat with all the questions that we normally get. But giving people time to get in here. Glad to see everybody doing well here on a Wednesday. We're boy, a lot of stuff there, fellers. We got to go over today. I hope everyone's doing great out there in TV land. All the boys and girls, the men and women, the ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are good. Hope everyone's being safe with the coronavirus running around like a goddamn... It's ridiculous. But not to worry, we'll bring you some fun and entertaining stuff to listen to get your mind off everything. So say hi in chat. Say everybody in the chat, say hi to us. We like to see everybody just being social and stuff like that. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content, not just here but on Twitch. We have content that we put up on both those channels for RSG, so you can check that out as well. Big shout out to all the skewers. If you guys haven't watched this until today, big shout out to all the skiers for this past weekend. We raised a buttload of more money for the American Cancer Society. Another great day of giving from you guys, so we've really hit a new milestone. Big shout out to good old Maurice from Operation Metaverse and everybody else that showed up, especially good old Maurice, who was doing the worm and doing other things. So yeah. All right, any other stuff for RSG that I need to mention, Finn, anything like that?
No, nothing in particular.
Yeah, we're just kind of doing our thing. So, got a lot of news to get to today. So, boy, it's crazy. But we do like to say thank you for being here and being part of the Skewer Nation. So if you would like a shout out, it's real simple. We come up with a shout out word of the day. And the shout out word of the day is a word that we come up with that all you have to do is you have to put in the chat. We usually keep it pretty simple. There's no way you can mess it up. And then we will scoop up your name to say thank you and shout out everybody's name at the end of the stream or near the end of the stream. We like to get everybody time to get, their name in there and stuff. So with that being said, Finn. Oh, actually, Loki, I think you came up with the shout out word of the day, didn't you? Who came up with that? With you, Loki? They came up with the shout out word of the day?
I said it's going to be raid.
Okay, there we go. So there you go. The shout out word of the day is raid. And Loki, how does one spell that?
RAID. Raid.
Raid. Like the commercial. Raid! There's
The
no
bugs.
way you can mess this up. So skewers, just type in those 4 letters. There's no way you can mess this up. You can just put those 4 little letters will get you a shout out from the crew. We usually do something fun with that. So please put in the shout out word of the day and we will get that squared away. I think my chat locked up. It's not moving. Is it? Okay, there it goes. I think it did for a moment. I was like, hey,
You got some good ones in there right now.
Oh, for God's sakes, it's already started. It's not paid, for reals. Paid? Really? You couldn't figure out that it is not Raid Shadow Legends, Nathan H. Afraid? Okay, Nightmare with the Afraid. So, no, what else? That's wrong. That's just, no. No, it's not Raid with REY''D. Get out here, /Renroads. Well, for everybody spelling it wrong, when you don't get your name shouted out, there's nothing I can do about it. It's going to be all about you, not us. So, just warning you, when you don't get that shout out, you're like, I don't understand. Why didn't I get my shout out? Because you didn't know how to use 4 little letters on the keyboard. Okay, I don't think there's time for much dilly-dally around. Dilly-dilly! Let's get into the news! I don't even know where I want to start today. There is so much shit that we need to cover tonight. Oh boy. Do we want to go right into the pit stuff? Do we want to do Galactic Challenge updates?
Just go in order, I guess. I don't
I
know.
don't know. What was the other? I think there was.
Yeah,
another
there's a
post.
lot though.
Uh,
There was stuff from yesterday, and then today is obviously the pit and the Relic Gate, but
yeah, that's kind of the biggie things. So let me look here real quick. Where do we want to start? Grand Arena. Let's start with the Galactic Challenges and just move our way up. How about that? Does that work for you, Loki, Finn?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. All right. So Galactic Challenges updates coming this week. This was posted by our wonderful friend of the program, the wonderful CG Salacious B. Crumb. He says hi to all the Tall-Table heroes and then says, Galactic Challenges will receive a couple of important changes in this week's update. A new reward meter and auto completion for previous tiers. The auto completion feature will complete lower tier feats if you manage to beat a higher tier version of the raid. For example, if you achieve a feat in tier 5, that specific feat will also be completed for tiers 1 through 4, and you'll earn all the challenge key cards associated with them. Now, we've heard about some of these changes that they were looking to do previously. So, again, this is pretty nice. So, if you have that higher end team, you can just go in there, like if you can defeat tier 7, just go in there, defeat tier 7, and then you get all the other stuff done associated with it. I like this change. Loki, do you like this change?
yeah, I like that change.
Finn, do you like this change?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. So far, it's going very well. All right, next thing. Says how the new reward meter works. Let's see here. Challenge key cards will be earned from completing tiers and feats throughout a Galactic Challenge. The more key cards you unlock, the better crate you will earn at the end of a Galactic Challenge. But those key cards do not carry over from event to event. You will be able to see an exact list of items by tapping the reward at the bottom and then tapping on each reward crate. So if I get this correct, you beat it, but then you have to wait for the event to be over before you get your rewards. Is that the way I understand this?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you like this change? Yes, no? I mean, I'm cool with it. It's fine with me.
It doesn't really sway either way, honestly.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Okay. And he continues on and says, this means you will not get rewards after you complete a battle. Instead, rewards will be sent to your inbox after the event is over. These reward crates roughly will match what you would have earned for completing the original tiers, but with the prize focused into compelling loot. The system also allows for multiple paths to a given number of key cards that unlock the middle tiers of prize, while the higher tiers are increasingly about how well you can complete the challenge. So, and they give an they just show a little bit of an addition, what it will look like and stuff. In addition to these changes, Galactic Challenges will be moving to twice a week starting December 22nd. Their current plan is to run one Monday through Wednesday, another one Friday through Sunday, but this may be adjusted depending on holidays and other factors. Galactic Challenges is a living system, and challenges, rewards, and frequency may change over time to stay fresh. Your feedback is very welcome, as we will continue to iterate on this game mode over time. Okay. Thanks for reading, and see you on the hall table. So we finally got what we wanted, a bi-weekly Galactic Challenge. We got the new loot system. You can not have to do all of the Galactic Challenges if you wanted. One thing, all this is really good. I don't think any of us have any issues with any of this. I'm very happy with this. I think we can all agree on that. But wasn't this supposed to be something you can do all the time and just, do you think they're still working on this, or do you think that this is kind of, every couple days you can do Galactic Challenges? But I mean, once you beat it, I mean, it's done, right? It's not like you have anything else to work on. But then again, we just got the new raid, which we're going to talk about, so that's going to be keeping us busy with everything else. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Any game mode that they introduce is going to have an issue with repeatability unless there's an incentive for players to repeat it. And when they added environmental effects into Galactic Challenges, they ruined the potential kind of sandbox effect that may be the only reason why people replay this. So I think the replayability went out the window. I mean, this is, what did we call this when it first came out? It's like improved assault battles. Like, that's pretty much what this is. They gave it a nice name with Galactic Challenges. They added some rewards and stuff, which is nice, but they are just improved assault battles. So I don't see any repeatability really with this. It's there in case players do it. I'd be curious to see if they have stats that showed how much players actually repeat this, because there's really no reason to. There's no ability to really test for PvP purposes because, well, you have all those other effects that kind of skew it and you can't turn it off. It's only available on the weekends, which means that, let's say right now, people are prepping for GAC. Now is the time that people may want to test out counters against one of these teams if they're there. And that's not available. So nothing about this has any replayability factor to it. So I don't think this is designed for that at all.
No.
We'll see if there's another game mode that has that, but not Galactic Challenges.
No, I don't think so. Any thoughts on all this stuff, Loki?
No, not really. I mean, I'd like to, again, I'm just anxious to see when it launches. So it says we're going to do it twice a week now. Is that twice the amount of rewards, or?
Yeah, Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday through, or Friday through Sunday. If I read this correctly.
Right.
So twice a week. So we're
okay.
That's what they said.
So twice the awards, and it's going to be a different. It'll be a different one.
But
yeah.
I don't know if it's twice the rewards, right? Because they're changing the way that the system works.
Well, it depends.
So I don't know how it balances out.
I mean, the higher you go, the more, I guess, you the better rewards boxes and stuff that you get. But
yeah. But I mean, you complete your feats, you get credit for the feats below, but rather than gear, they're giving out the keys, right? So now we have to wait to see what's exactly in the loot box, because I don't see exactly what they said is in these. They just said key cards do not carry over from event to event. So you have to cash it in on each one. I don't know if that means that each one is going to be halved, so that in the week you get a total of the same.
You can save the key cards? Is that what you're thinking? And then open the big box later? Or?
No, you cannot. The key cards do not carry over from event to event. So you'll get it for that event, and then you have to spend it. and you'll
So-
be able to see the exact stuff when they show up.
So it's funny that the event is there if you go to the events tab in the game, but you can't click rewards. There's nothing.
Yeah,
They're not showing what's available.
exactly.
That's a
That's
first.
why I'm thinking it's going to be double, because I think we could use double the prizes, except for that one time where they were giving away that free piece by accident, right? The rewards have been okay, but nothing great. Double the rewards, I think, is moving it in the right direction. But we'll have to see whether or not that's actually what we're getting at that point.
All right. So that kind of covers Galactic challenges. I mean, they keep trying to improve it. They keep trying to do more with it. I like the stuff that they've changed. So works for me. I'm okie dokie with it. Okay, so that was Galactic challenges. So that was kind of a big deal. Okay, let's talk about the next thing. The Pit Challenge tier and Relic 8. All right, this is the big one. And Loki's already had a chance to mess with it. Finn, you've had a chance to mess with it too, right?
With my one team, yes.
Yeah. I have not, because we have not launched it yet in my guild. So, so this is again from our good friend CG Crumb. He says, "Hi, Hollow Table Heroes." Let me just turn something off over here. Today we're launching a new piece of content for high-level guilds who have mastered the other raids, the Pit Challenge tier. The Pit Challenge tier. The challenge tier for the Pit raid requires a high-level guild to work closely together in order to complete. While the rewards will help you power up your squads even further, the event is intended to challenge a guild as a whole. As a result, it will be very difficult for a player or even a handful of guildmates to complete. Similar to heroic raids, guilds will have 48 hours to complete this event. Since the challenge tier is designed to require cooperation, we've opted for a flatter pricing structure to reduce some of the friction in guild while still acknowledging degrees of participation and success. In short, every player who participates will earn the new level 8 Relic amplifier material, arrow magnifiers. And then you can see now the graphics on it. How does it look, Loki? I have not had a chance to look at it. I'm just looking at the image on the screen, but does it look better? I mean,
The raid itself, yeah.
Yeah, it looks better. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't been out of phase 1 yet, but so far the piggies look good.
The event is available to all guilds right away, but only Relic 5 characters and up are allowed to participate. The challenge tiers use a new type of ticket and it's a completely separate event in the guilds tab, which means guilds will be able to participate in the challenge tier while simming the regular the pit like before. The launch cost will be 180,000 tickets. No, ticket cap for the Pit Challenge ticket is 210,000 tickets. Guilds will receive an initial credit of 210,000 tickets when the guild leader logs in for the first time. Below, we've highlighted in red all the mechanical changes compared to the original raid. So these are all spoilers. So just do this. There's a lot of red. Oh boy. I guess these are just the mechanics that they did. So let's just mainly focus on phase 1. So let's start. Okay, phase 1. So the Good Morning Captain has basic mighty thrust is still the same. It says Dillfish. What are the changes? So the bonus is equal to 30% of their max health and damage another random enemy. If the target had 25% health more. Says the attack can't be evaded or countered. What are the other ones? All allies gain 50% turn meter and offense up for 2 turns. That's the bestial roar. And 50% of their max health. Death mark and healing immunity. So they added healing immunity. And cannot be resisted or evaded. Pit Fighter 2. Let's see. The unit has 50% tenacity while it isn't toppled. Okay, and is immune to turn meter reduction effects. For every 20% of its health lost, the unit gains 75% offense and speed stacking. At the start of each of its turn, the unit gains 50 armor penetration, 10% critical chance, critical damage, and potency. And all enemies, both active and defeated, lose 5% offense, tenacity, and mastery until the end of the encounter. Tripled for Galactic Legends. God damn. Fearsome Foe, the other unique. So they just increased the tenacity to 75%, turn meter gain by 15% to 15%, and whenever it takes damage, and use 3 abilities per turn. And again, enemies can't recover health with health steal, recover protection, or gain bonus turn meter. The Brute, the Heavy Chop, This attack will critically hit if able is a new change. They added to his head splitter the debuff speed down. Impede, they added crit hit immunity. And then the guard, they did up to 5 damage over time effects on them for 3 turns. So going into phase 1, because we haven't really got to the other phases and stuff. What are you seeing from this, Finn and Loki? You guys had a chance to play with this. What are your initial thoughts with all this information just for the raid itself? I mean, there's still more to go. We have Relic 8 that we need to discuss. Do you want me just to read the last part of this and then we can discuss it? Because this last part is just the Relic 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, the challenge tier of the pit provides a variety of top tier rewards, but it also rewards an exclusive item needed for the next level of Relic amplifiers. Level 8 Relic amplifiers require 20 each of the 2 new Relic materials. The first material, Impulsor detectors, is created from salvage. The other material, arrow magnifiers, are unique to the Challenge Rancor raid. If you wanted Relic 8 to initially have a raid exclusive aspect in order to give guilds some new goals to work toward and at the same time reinforce the core gameplay for guilds in Galaxy of Heroes. Here's how many arrow magnifiers you can gain or you can earn in addition to other rewards from completing the challenge tiers. So if you're rank 1, you get 11, rank 2 to 5, you get 10, 6 to 10, 8, rank 11 to 25, 5, rank 26 to 43, and if you're in the bottom, you get 1. Note, there's a visual bug that only shows rank rewards 1, 2, 6, 10, 11, and rank 3 to 5 have the same rewards as rank 2. Okay. I guess they must have changed this. And then they just say the event will be live later today. Stay tuned for the update notes and see you on the holo tables. All right. Finn, you got in there, you got a chance to play with it. So you've got we got this new tier, the challenge tier raid. What are your thoughts? You've had a chance to play with it. Loki, we'll go to you next on this. What are your initial thoughts with the introduction, everything that they've introduced? What do you think?
So I went in with my only kind of available team that I could go with. The tier is difficult, for sure. My team isn't synergized, right? So the team I went in with was a Kenobi lead with Gas, Malik, B1, and Grandmaster Yoda. So there's no real synergy to it. It was able to get around like 1.2% with that team, so around like 500 plus thousand. The interesting part is, of course, the Relic 5 requirement for the raid. I don't understand why it needs to be there. I mean, this phase is really difficult. They should just let players throw in whatever the hell they want against it and just lose. Like, I don't see what the issue is. So I would have just dropped the Relic 5. I think the Relic 5 just makes this look a lot worse. Just leave it like they always had, which is the 7-star requirement, and you're done. So that's just my thought on the requirements. I think the difficulty is a high difficulty level, which is good. It'll give players time to theorycraft, to test around with their different characters, to see what works, what doesn't work. This is also a drawback of restricting it to Relic 5. Because without testing a lot of lower characters to see like, oh, I need to take this up to Relic 5 for it to be able to do the damage I need, we don't get that opportunity at Relic 2 to be like, oh, well, this one has potential, let me Relic it up. So right now, a lot of the players are just kind of waiting on others to try and figure out and do the testing and stuff. They can't do testing on their own in order to see viability. So my personal thing, I think the Relic 5 requirement is silly. I thought they kind of hopefully had learned from the Galactic challenges when they ultimately removed the requirement from that anyways. So I don't know why they brought it back for this. The difficulty I think is high, which is good. It'll give players time to practice, use more of their roster, potentially to try and beat the different phases, although I think everyone's still pretty much on phase 1. The Relic 8 is a separate conversation, so I'll just stop with the raid there and let Loki
we'll get
chime in on
we'll get into the Relic 8 stuff. So Loki, your thoughts on up to the Relic 8 discussion, but
no, I agree with Finn. I think the Relic requirement is kind of lame. So now to be able to test something, you have to Relic 5 it, right? That's the problem. Or you got to wait for somebody else to do it in your guild, or wait for YouTube videos to pop up. So it's it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I mean, I get it. If maybe this raid is tuned for Relic 8, because right now I'm testing what I have, and the problem right now is they took the turn meter reduction away. So all that stuff, all that mechanic that we got spoiled with just doesn't work anymore. So we got to think of something new. And that's fine. I personally wanted a new game mode, or I'm sorry, not really a new game mode, but really a new challenge. And that's what this is. And now we have to coordinate as a guild to not only take down the phases, but make sure we don't burn the right teams or the wrong teams doing so. I'm reading in several discords right now. There's guilds that got out of phase 1, so they beat the piggies, but they got to the Rancor and they can't hit him. So he's hard. So again, we have to figure out as a community which optimal teams to run, and making the Relic 5 requirement is difficult at doing that, because you can pretty much see if you got like Relic 3 characters and you run them in the, as a test, you can kind of see which one's going to work and which one's going to flop. I'm leaning toward any of the characters that get bonus protection. There's characters like Palpatine, K2SO that get bonus protection. And then if you can heal them, the problem is you're trying to race the pig right now that gets stacking armor penetration. He gets all these stacking offense buffs. And that's what you're racing right now. So it's going to be tough, it's going to be tough.
So with your initial testing with teams, what have you seen so far that you've had some success with?
Ray and Jawas, man. That's it right now.
What about Jedi Master Luke?
He gets Jedi Master Luke lead. He just can't get to ultimate right now. I have good mods. I have fast mods, and I can get him to about 90% before he pops the ultimate, and he's already dead. So
wow.
I believe, what was it, Finn, or was it Ranger you read? There was a debuff, or was it tripled for the Galactic Legends? So there's a penalty for using the Galactic Legends right now, right?
Which really sucks, because you worked your ass off to get these crazy good tunes, and they put that much of a penalty on them. It's like, God damn. I mean, I understand why, because they're trying to limit what the Galactic Legends can do, but did it have to be that severe? I guess. Yeah,
what I'm seeing in phase 1 right now is you got to have a tune that can survive all the hits, and then you got the supporting cast doing all the damage while keeping the tank or whatever alive, and that's how. That was how the Jawas team was working for me, was you put the protection up on Nebbit. Nebbit can take all the hits. They spread the detonators around, and you kind of just whittle down the Gamorrean guard that way, or the captain and all that stuff. So
now, you ran with Kylo. You said you got about 5% with Kylo?
Yeah, it was you can't keep crew alive is the problem right now. Deathmark kills him. If you stack buffs on Kylo, he should heal, but he just doesn't. Crew doesn't heal fast enough to keep up with the Gamorrean guard.
Can they land Deathmark if he's in his ultimate?
No, I'm talking crew.
Crew, not Kylo Ren.
You need a tank. I mean, even SLKR gets bum rushed and he dies.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And Palpatine.
Yeah, damage immunity is the big one. I mean, that's why Rey, I think, is so good right now. But again, you're probably going to need Rey on every single phase.
Yeah, and you can't.
So you kind of have to do the math now, right? If you can get 10% with Rey Jawas in phase 1, what is it? That's 10 guys that burn their Reys, and then you got to wait for the other guys with their Reys to try phase 2, 3, and 4. So,
And did you try Palpatine yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay, so we'll see how Palpatine does. Wow, interesting. All right, let's get to Relic 8. Finn, I'll turn it over to you, buddy.
I think Relic 8 is fine. It's in line with the way they've released a lot of the new stuff in the game. Their pattern in this game now is definitely catered towards more of the high end. They're accelerating again. I've mentioned this before. They're accelerating the goalpost growth, right? We've talked about moving the goalpost and making everything a little bit difficult. They've accelerated that a lot since release of Gear 13, and we've seen that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to capitalize more on the spenders and constantly give them something to spend on. It makes it so that the minor spending is not as valuable anymore. But obviously with the money that they're making, and we've seen that even in kind of a COVID year, which is a little bit of a down year, they're making plenty of money in this last quarter. So what they're doing is capitalizing on the people that are willing to spend, and they're now giving Relic 8s. And there's 2 parts that you need for the Relic 8 abilities, one of which you can salvage, right, to the scavenger. The other piece right now is either through the raid, which we'll see if someone can beat it, but the other way is to whale, and there's a pack that's available for it. So again, everything that they're doing right now is based on pushing the goalpost even farther every single time, and then making it so that they can make money off of those that are willing to spend on the really, really high-end stuff. In terms of the quality of the Relic 8s, I'll let Loki speak to that because I know he already played with it. I looked into it some, but Loki, I'll let you talk about that.
I mean, from what we're seeing now in my guild, in the other Discord channels, I mean, I don't know if priorities the pilots right now is the big one, right? So you Relic 8 your General Kenobi, and Negotiator now is 191 speed, which is a big difference. So your Negotiator go first. You get that AoE off. If you Relic 8 all of your Galactic Republic fleet, then yeah, it's increased survivability, speed, damage. I can see that being just that's a big difference maker, especially in Ships Arena, GAC, Territory War. I think right now there's just too many tunes to Relic 8. So, I mean, even for me right now, I haven't Relic 8 anybody yet. You can craft that one piece, but you have to get the other piece during the raid. So, I don't know what the direction is right now. It's tough. I know a couple of guys did SLKR. You get a ton of health, ton of damage. Raid does the same thing, but if we think about it right now, like ships is a big deal. And if you can have a couple more speed, more damage on your own fleet, then your mirror matches are going to be a lot easier. And people that haven't invested as hard as you have will have a hard time climbing now with more Relic 8 pilots.
In fleet, right? Fleet only. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So character stats with Relic 8, though, is there a significant difference between a Relic 8 Kylo and a Relic 7 Kylo?
I mean, Finn, you decoded it and you said that the galactic power jumps up a ton.
Not 2,300. I mean, it's 300 more from what, Relic 7 to Relic...
Not 300.
No, it's like 3,000 or something like that, right?
The difference
2,300. So Relic 6 to Relic 7, right? And I'm waiting for the update on GG, right? But we can take a look at it. Relic 5 to Relic 6 is about a 1,500 GP increase. Relic 6 to Relic 7 is about a 2,000, which means that Relic 7 to Relic 8 is probably in the neighborhood of somewhere around 2,300 GP increase. So it's going to be a little bit more than a Zeta, right? It's actually not a linear increase, Scribe. It's actually increases between each Relic level. So 5 to 6 is a little bit smaller than 6 to 7. It increases each time. So it should be somewhere in the neighborhood of around 2,300 to 2,400 extra GP for Relic 8 on top of Relic 7. The change in the mastery, for example, Relic 6 to Relic 7 added 10 points to your mastery. So it gave you plus 45 to the mastery on your skill. 7 to 8 gives 15. So it'll give you 15 additional points. So effectively, so I'm looking at my Rose Tico, which is like my only Relic 7 right now. and I can see what my Relic 8 stats are going to be. From Relic,
it's a big jump,
8,
man.
It
really.
is. It's you get 4.5 additional crit chance %. You get 4.5 additional crit damage, and you also I gained roughly about 400 damage on the hit. So it's kind of increasing everything, right? We've seen that the mastery increases more and more each relic, and that's the way they're kind of continuing it. So again, 6 to 7 was a 10-point increase to 45. So 6 to 7 was a 10-point. I think 5 to 6 was, hold on, I can tell you right now. 5 to 6 I think is 8 points. Where's my 5? Yeah, so 5 to 6 is 10 points. And then 6 to 7 is 10 points. 4 to 5, I think, is where we get another jump. There's like, it's kind of weird the way that they have this works. Yeah, so 4 to 5 is 5 points. 5 to 6 is 10 points. 6 to 7 is 10 points. And now 7 to 8 is 15 points of mastery. So you're seeing the increase here in the effectiveness. And as you go higher and higher, they don't just scale like 1-to-1 in the percentages and stuff. So it actually increases by a good bit. So yeah, these are going to be some big stats. Impact wise, it'll be interesting to see, because even though Relic 7 is obviously better than Relic 6, right? 6s can beat 7s. It's still largely a mod game, more so than anything else, right? The stats are still good, but I think mods are still going to be key. This is definitely going to be an improvement, but it's a big GP boost. That's basically what I'm seeing. Good stat increases, but large GP boost, equivalent to a Zeta, a little more than a Zeta actually, and not sure the worth yet. We'll have to see where Relic 8s are really necessary.
Okay. Ah, goodness gracious. All right. So, anything on the gear tier changes, anything like that? The raid, anything else we want to cover for this?
I mean, it's kind of hard to do anything with the raid right now because it's still early, right? People are still exploring phase 1. I guess some people are in phase 2. It'll be interesting. I think the biggest impact, Loki, you talked about this with Relic 8, right? Is Fleet. Fleet is the biggest.
Fleet's a big deal, man. I'm sweating it because of Fleet right now. I mean, my GAC sometimes come down to Fleet. So I mean, if his negotiator's on defense and he has a couple of Relic 8 pilots, he's got Jedi Anakin, Relic 8. That's a few speed on that ship, and that's a big deal, especially doing that AOE, right? The AOE days from General Kenobi, from Negotiator.
Kenobi.
If that Negotiator ship goes first and dazes your team, that's a big problem. We mentioned First Order, right? Finalizer can counter the Rebels. If somebody's crazy enough to Relic 8 their Biston and their SRP and get that speed, I don't know what you're going to do, because that's a fast Biston's U-wing now, and that's the one that determines how that team runs. So, I don't know.
I mean, for me, Loki's doing pilots. I'm doing more of the Galactic Legends focus first, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see what works. There's plenty of time. So
let's think about light side GOTB, right? That's coming up. Do you want to relic the Galactic Republic because of the Nexu mission, right? What team struggles right now in light side territory battle? It's the Galactic Republic. It's the ships, right? I think when you get to phase 3, a lot of people have problems with the ships, right? It's tough to say. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 key tunes that you Relic 8. I don't think you got to have a Relic 8 squad at this moment, but if General Kenobi was Relic 8, would help a lot with the Nexu mission. And even if you're having issues with the Cam mission, man, maybe you Relic Shock T or something. I don't know. She's the one.
Listen, I just work here, Loki. I don't have answers for you. You don't know me, Linda.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
They dropped a big bomb on us, man. Relics are basically the mods of ships. That's the problem.
That's a good observation.
But then you also need 6E mods on your
Right.
pilots, right? Which is terrible. So it's like double the mods, right? On just for your
Okay.
ship fleet.
Just for comparison, what ship pilot did you take to Relic 8?
I didn't yet.
You haven't taken. You haven't yet. Okay.
I know
I would
of.
think Kenobi first, right? The capital ship, right? That would be the first priority.
You want Nego to go first? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big deal.
do you
That's
have
a
somebody in
191
your
speed boost.
Do you have somebody in your guild or your fleet arena that has?
I haven't checked yet. I know guys in my guild have already done negotiator, and they said it's a big difference.
Would you be able to check on one of them just to see if they have a Relic 8 Kenobi to see what the power is on their negotiator?
Yeah, I
You
can check
got
right
the
now.
power.
Because they haven't updated GG with Relic 8 yet, right? So I'm kind of curious. We'll be able to compare what the Relic,
I can check right now.
what the Relic difference is on a ship GP, because we do have this question still lying out there, right? What is the what are people going to do about Lightside GOT being just a high amount of ship?
Okay,
GP?
so Relic 8 negotiator, or I'm sorry, Relic 8 General Kenobi, maxed out negotiator. So his General Kenobi is fully maxed out 6E mods.
Mhm.
So speed is 191. Damage is 10,266, so 10,266. Which other stat did you want?
the power,
Strength or-
power.
You got the power.
So total power is 78,345.
78,000.
Yeah,
78,000. How much?
345.
Okay, so that adds over 5,000 power to the capital
Well,
ship.
it's not over 9,000, so it's not OP.
Because the Relic 7 was 73,222 on negotiator.
I mean, so what so the team right now, right, to get to General Kenobi's ultimate, like really quick, the bombers, you run like Y-Wing,
Rex and
Jedi
Anakin.
Knight Anakin, and like Rex or a 5s, right? You run that 3, and you can get to the bomb in like 3 turns,
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
that's what I
So
run.
it just gets to that so much faster now, and the Nego mirror is going to be terrible if you fight a Relic 8 General
Yeah.
Kenobi.
All
But no,
right.
5,000 power from a single relic on a ship is really interesting.
How about his potency? You think the potency would have jumped? What's your potency? His potency's 51.68%, because I want him to
At
land
base?
the dazes, right?
Yeah, so it went up. At Relic
Yeah.
7 is 50.09.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay.
You know what else I'm going to check? Let's check pilotless ships. Because those should have automatically maybe scaled, right?
Yeah,
so like
that's a question we've been getting
a
asked. Is
Vulture,
like, what's going to happen with ships that are not able to be
pilotless, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens with them. I have the Relic 7. Technically, there's nothing you can do to make them Relic 8. So let's see if any of the stats changed.
You got the power.
I'm looking at my own like Vulture droid, and my Vulture droid has, where's his power? 45, 142. No, pilotless ships have the same power, so I'm assuming the rest of the stats are going to be exactly the same,
Maybe they haven't adjusted
Yeah.
those yet, or
which is going to be silly, right? So what Loki is talking about with Relic 8 is you're facing like the same Malevolent squad, right? You have Vulture Droid and Hyena, which have no pilot, and there's no way to upgrade it. And then you have Negotiator, who now have upgradable ships in every spot because they have pilots. And so you
Yeah,
boost
that's
your
bad.
Kenobi, you boost your Anakin. Like you are screwing the Malevolence by not giving them the ability or at least scaling up these pilotless ships. So yeah, there's maybe the impact, Loki, that you're talking about. Like the speed is important, right? Because you get that days off first and everything. But if the Vulture Droid and Hyena are staying the same, but you're able to increase all of the stats on your Galactic Republic, that's a big difference right there. This is,
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they said they were going to scale it up, but obviously they haven't.
Not yet. Not yet, Finn. They haven't done it yet, my friend.
I mean, when else are they going to scale it?
I don't know.
Relic 8 is out.
I don't know. Listen, Finn, you're CG Finity, not me. You're supposed to have this inside information. God damn it!
Yeah, go call Grande, man.
Yeah, well, seriously, bro.
He's got the direct line still, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Grande's connected with everyone.
I know,
He's
right?
Grande.
Like, let me call President Clinton. Hey, Bubba. All right.
So yeah, there's another potential impact. I think Fleet is the biggest impact of Relic 8, especially right now. Yeah,
right.
Pilots the way to go.
All right, let me get into the content update overall for 12/9/2020. We have this from Crumb. It just kind of lists what we have. It says News Galactic Challenges has new. We covered that. It also covered the Pit Raid. It covers that Relic Amplifier level 8 has been added to the game. This one we were waiting for. The Tank Takedown raid is now assembled as long as you've cleared Heroic Takedown 50 times and have at least 35 members with 35 members with 7-star General Kenobi. Thank the baby Jesus. Loki, that makes me so happy that we can sim the tank now.
Yeah.
That's really nice. There were some fixes for some general bugs, things like that, events, units, things of that nature. There's some known rewards that are known issues that they're looking at. You can look at that. I don't think there's only anything. There's a couple of new. Now they talk about the packs and bundles. The only one really is the Relic Challenge bundle. I mean, $49.99. Really, it's all about those 10 and 10 at the end there. I mean, it's the Relic bundle with the new Impulse and Arrow magnifiers, right? And they're $49.99. You can buy 3 of them, so that means you can do 1 Relic character and have enough if you win the raid to do a second one. $150, eh? Not interested. I mean, give me a break. I'm not spending $50 for that shit. I'm just not. I don't mind spending money in the game for certain things, like we just got Moff Gideon, but not this shit. I'm just not doing it. I can't legitimately. That for $50. I mean, you get 1,000,000 credits, you get all the same shit you got before, but now you get the 2 new ones, and you can buy 3 of them.
It costs 1,000,000 credits just to go to Relic 8, man. It's terrible.
No, I've got 400 million. So what's your problem?
I got nothing. I got like 4.
Bro, Loki's spending it on mods, which is what you should have been doing.
I have been doing that. What do you mean? Shut up, Finn.
Do you have Loki mods? So you're not doing it
I've
right.
got some Loki mods, yeah.
You have some Loki mods. You don't have like a whole freaking Loki lineup.
Hold on. The only reason Loki has Loki mods is because he doesn't have the Illuminati holding him down, because I roll mods religiously and get nothing, all right? There's a big difference between trying and getting hosed and then trying and getting lucky. And Loki's got that sexy Buddha luck that, I mean, I don't get that shit. So, you know, Loki gets a character, he gets 80 and 130 shards. I get swept.
No, I've been praying to the 6D gods right now, man. That's the one.
Yeah,
I want all those to roll first.
Yeah, I've had 1 hit out of all those, and it's just,
I'm knocking on wood, man. I've had all of mine hit. So
see, that's what I'm talking about. I've had 1. You've had all of them. Get the hell out of here, Loki. I hate you. See what
you
I'm
have
saying,
to remember,
Phil?
I have the fastest Darth Revan in the game right now, man. I have to maintain that.
He does. It's like, what is it, a 186 speed set?
Yeah, 360 speed Darth Revan,
Just
man.
shut up, man. Just shut up.
The fastest in the game.
Stupid ass.
The other thing too about that $50 pack, though, the $50 pack in some ways is kind of worth it because you get the direct salvage pieces.
Sure, but I
right?
mean,
and you get those, and I'm talking not just about the Relic 8, but the other ones that you need, like the Zinwhittle ones, where you have to get like the Sith raid gear and all that kind of stuff. Getting 20 of those is kind of big. I mean, $50 is high, but
it's not terrible. But I mean, at least you can relic something
terrible,
to 5, right?
I just, it's like, Christ.
The problem right now is you need relic 5. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
like my Basti is relic 4, and I need her. I think you need the protection up in this raid.
It's like, bleh.
Yeah.
A few characters that are relic 3 and 4, I'm like, shit. To take those turds up now. So, I mean, I was looking at, I think I've got 38 characters, I think, that are relic 5 or higher. So I've got some characters to use, but like the overall teams, I have characters in those teams that are like relic 3. I'm like, no poop. or Relic 4. It's like, all right, I guess I'll take him a Relic 5 if I'm going to go on, going for the raids and stuff. But I'm in no rush, I mean, it is what it is. God, I hate you, Loki, so much, man. You're so go to hell, man. Seriously, I sit here just struggled, and I have really, really good mods, and then Loki's over there like, I hit these all the time.
You had the 27s though. I never got a 27 until 6D. I'm letting you know. I just have a lot of other mods. That's the thing.
Mhm.
I mean, just shut up. Just seriously. I digress in sadness. All right, so I think that covers everything. Let me see if there's anything else that's been posted that we missed.
We can talk about the rumors. You want to talk about rumors?
Well, we can, but I mean, I don't put any stock in them. I mean, sometimes they come true, sometimes they don't.
I think it's confirmed, man, and it's a data mine, right?
Well, it's a data mine.
Well, we've had data mines, and they haven't gone through it there, right?
No.
Remember all those other ships that we saw a while ago?
Yeah,
like they were
those?
in the data mines, but they never have come into the game yet. So sometimes they put in placeholders for things. Who knows? Some of these do seem legitimate, though, the ones that were picked up by the SWGOH event guys lately, but still unsure
excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Someone say what it is while I hold my sneeze back.
All right, so basic information. This is, again, from a data mine, so it is not confirmed by the devs or anything like that, right? So take it how you will. However, it is coming from the guys at SWGOH Events who have been pretty good about this. So that means at least it's in the code somewhere. Doesn't necessarily mean it's coming into the game.
Ugh.
But what they found is a new game mode in the data mine called Conquest.
Now that was interesting.
In this, they're going to have a new table. It's going to be multiple nodes similar to Galactic War. There's going to be a new energy, a new currency. There's going to be a feature called Artifacts. That is something consumable that gives you granted abilities. There's going to be a feature called Stamina, which is the status of your unit. And there's a join feature similar to Territory Wars and GAC. So it's kind of like a more evolved form of Galactic War. A little bit of a breakdown of each of these is exactly Nathaniel Morgan. You take it with a grain of salt, just like Grande would say. So one of the things is, for example, artifacts have a power level. They can be equipped and unequipped. It looks like different nodes will allow you to choose between different artifacts, and they grant an ability or apply a bonus to a stat.
Mm-hmm.
Other things is that there's special ability counts, there's successful evasions, crit streaks, outer turn moves, turn meter removal, most enemies defeated per turn, most damage per hit. So it looks like there's some battle stats that are going to be a part of this. You can recover your stamina. There are some consumables that can be used. Again, this is all data mined. Once again, this is all data mined, but they've been pretty good about, I mean, again, this is probably something in the game, and it's a little bit more difficult for me to kind of what Loki's saying, for me to believe they put a whole new game mode into the game. Like when it's a ship or a currency, like those kind of things may change. But a whole game mode, yeah, I find it hard to believe that that's actually something that's not going to be there. So I'm going to go back a little bit. Do you remember when we had the Galactic challenges and we saw that one currency sitting there? I wonder if that's going to be related to this now.
Maybe that's what this was referencing. That's a good point. I think the other rumor was there's someone said there was a new Beskar Mandalore coming out. Someone posted that to me.
That's not a rumor. That's actually said by DojaFed on the forums.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's not rumor. That is legit.
Someone was asking me when that's going to come out. I don't think that's coming out until after Mando season 2 is over, which will be December 14th.
I mean, they can do it before he got his Beskar in the middle of season 1.
They could, but I think with the new raid and everything, I think we're going to get it like closer to Christmas than anything. Now, it'll probably require all the characters or some form or fashion or something. I mean, I don't know what that's going to entail, but it'll be something to shoot for. I mean, it'll look good, I'm sure, because Mando does look good in his Beskar armor.
Yeah, and I think Loki is actually the one that found it. He saw the Doja Fett post and posted it in the Discord. But I don't Loki, if I remember, because I found that later on too. There really isn't much context behind it, right? It was just him saying like.
No, he straight up said. They said, "When are you like?" They were referring to something, and then it said, "When are you going to drop this?" Oh, when Beskar Mando comes out next week or something, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, I'm finding the exact wording too for that because he said. Let me see. He said. Let me see. Where is his exact wording here?
And I'm sure they're going to announce it, and then it's probably going to be something available after the new year or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, something like that. It's coming soon, TM. So if that's the case, then it doesn't really matter when it comes out. It's coming soon, TM. I don't think we need the exact date, do we?
I'm not looking for the exact date. I'm just trying to find the post because I know it was up there, and now I'm not actually seeing it. Hold on.
The Illuminati has struck again.
I can send you the post. I saved it, so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out where.
Al just said he was trolling.
He might have removed it because people took it serious because I don't see it now.
Yeah. And the best around. And they're gonna turn the game down.
I think he might have been trolling, but it's hard. I hope he doesn't go the route of cozy. Okay. I'm just doing a quick check. Yeah, because I don't see the post anymore.
The actual post, or you want the? I have the screenshot.
You have the screenshot, but I don't see it in the actual post anymore.
Yeah, it's gone. He deleted it. That's why.
Yeah, he removed it.
Yeah, he did. That's why people that saw it, we all took screenshots of it.
Yeah, I guess he was just trolling, like Ouchie was saying. I didn't realize he had removed it, so.
Yeah, I doubt he was trolling. That's probably the CYA answer, yeah. It's a joke, guys. Come on. Oh, hey, by the way, here's a new announcement.
Yeah.
Silver Fox was taken straight down after. So
okay, yeah, because I saw it as soon as Loki posted. I went on the forums. I saw it. I didn't go back to check. I didn't think it was.
Well,
I thought that's just the way he was giving the information.
The
but apparently...
plot thickens, my friends.
Hmm?
Is this legit or isn't it legit? I don't know. Was it a troll? Was it a meme? Was it a jokey? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll figure. We'll get to the mist. We'll get to the bottom of this. That's what we do at RSG. No, not really. We don't really care. If it happens, it happens. They'll post it, and then we'll move on with our lives. Okie dokie. Well, there's that. So that was a thing. Okay. Just trying to think. I think that's all the news that we have. Any other rumors or speculation?
Can we just continue on that speculation again, really quick? Let's suppose for a second that Beskar Mando is true and Doja Fett slipped, right, and wasn't supposed to mention it and removed it because he did, and now he has to remove it, right? But otherwise, he would have just said he's trolling or something.
We must break him.
So let's assume that he posted it, kind of assuming that it was supposed to be mentioned, but it wasn't. If they bring the Razor Crest to the game, who is the pilot?
Well, it's me.
Is it Beskar Mando or is it regular Mando? Or do we get like two versions of it, like the Millennium Falcon, where we kind of get like, he keeps on taking it to get repaired over and over again. So do we get like a slightly repaired version for Beskar Mando and we get like the original Razor Crest for the regular one? Like how... I was just thinking about this earlier. Like, are they going to turn the Razor Crest into the Millennium Falcon, where we're just going to get like 3 different versions of it?
Oh my God, you're right. What does it all mean? What is life?
You need a damn capital ship first.
Well, yeah.
Who would be a bounty hunter capital ship, though? Like, the bounty hunter just inherently don't have like a capital ship.
I'm too tired to be thinking of lore right now. God damn it, Finn.
No, but the bounty hunters are all just kind of out for themselves, right? So they have their own little ship. They're cargo types, so they're bigger than just the regular. So they're more of the freight classes. But they're not going to be like the capital ships. I can't recall because the bounty hunters will go for whatever job that pays them. So Durgan, it'll be Ray's Razor Crest. Galactic Legend Ray will be the pilot for the Razor Crest. Touche, Durgan. Touche.
All right. Well, I think that kind
But you could have if each Mando gets its own Razor Crest, right?
season
You
one
could have
beginning Mando
the original.
and season.
Yeah, and then the third one could be at the end of season 1 with the jetpack.
Oh.
Right?
Good,
So
yeah.
you could have the original Mando, you can have Beskar Mando, and then you can have jetpack Mando. See? You can
God.
you can have like this evolution. So Mando could be like our Han, and the Razor Crest could be like our Millennium Falcon. It's like the new generation of the same parallel path. So we'll end up with like 5 or 6 Mandos. We'll end up with like 3 or 4 Razor Crests.
Hey, bring in a bunch of Mandos. I'm fine with that. I mean like Mando the character. I mean Mando the civilization. Let's get a Mando.
Well, that's a whole separate issue. That's a whole separate issue
I want me
altogether.
a whole Mando squad. I'd be like, hell yeah, get messed up by some.
I
Beskar
still
armor
want that
with-
machine gun Mando.
I know, right? He looks pretty. He's dope. I have him on my wish list. So I couldn't believe they actually made a Black Series figure for him. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of kinky.
Machine gun Mando is awesome.
Yeah, I'll get that for Christmas, Finn, and then I'll just tout in front of you all the time, like I got a machine gun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that covers all the news. Do we want to do shout outs and then we can get to Q&A?
Okay, we can do shout outs.
Sure.
But we did have a request.
Oh no.
I didn't forget. There was a request. It was for the Yoda voice. Particularly, Darth Sion has a birthday. He's turning 48. So he wanted to request a birthday shout out from Yoda. He's not able to catch it live, so he was going to watch it again tomorrow. So while I prepare the shout outs, he had requested that you do a birthday shout out for him as Yoda.
Well, we can do the birthday shout out for Yoda. I don't know if my voice could take me doing Yoda the entire
Okay, that's fine.
So we can do Yoda for the birthday shout out. I don't have a problem with that, but that really growls my voice. But what do we want to do for the regular shout outs?
Well, let's stick with the whole kind of OG Jedi theme, right? And let's just go with the standard British accent as close as you can to Kenobi.
No!
Yeah, just do a standard British accent as close as you can to Kenobi.
Oh, for God's sakes. Finn just pulling shit out of his ass because he can't do it. Yeah, I can't.
Well, my
do it.
accent is all going to be the same.
But
so I
yeah,
have nothing.
you do the Indian accent, it's just horrible.
Mhm.
Let me think about it. Well, let's do the shout out birthday to Darth Sion. Okay, let me get into the mode here. Oh, happy birthday! It is Darth Sion. Older you become. Older, not wiser, fatter. Happy birthday. This is why you have failed. There you go, buddy. Oh God, that hurts. Dude, that's why I do it in snippets, because I mean, I don't know how Frank Oz did it. I mean, he did that forever. All right, what do we do for the shout outs? Oh, for Christ's sakes. Well, first of all, I need the shout outs. Are they in Finn stuff?
I'm so grabbing them.
Okay.
They will be, but they're not there yet.
Uh,
Neo Venom, the answer is no, by the way.
no,
we're not talking about the
doing
new
any- We're not
Mandalorian.
doing any Mandalorian stuff.
Did you just say Mandalorio?
Yeah.
Mandalorio.
Oh my god, that's a whole new franchise. Oh my god, they need a new flavor of Oreo, the Mandalorio. I want the
As long as
Mandalorio.
I get paid, pay me. I came up with the name. Uh,
'Cause I've had carrot cake Oreos, and they have all these different flavors. The Mandalorio is the new flavor. Oh my god, we need Mandalorios. Okay, that is it now.
I was still trying to think of what voice I want to do. What do I want to do? chat gave me some suggestions. Not that I'll pick your suggestion, just give me some ideas. I'm just trying to think in my head. I've got so many voices I could do, but
Some Oreos now.
go get some, man. No one's stopping you, bro.
Okay, I have the shout outs in chat. I'm gonna go
Okay.
get myself an Oreo.
All right, so you're gonna do what?
I'm grabbing some Oreos. I'll be right back.
Really? All right. No, we're not doing CG Viking. I did that a while ago. Be more creative, Thane. God damn it, man. Every time, man. Not Chewbacca, I can do the other voices and stuff like, but I can't do the growl like I used to. Don't be lost doing the shout outs. I don't know if I could do a full Dobby. Loki's my friend. He gave me a sock. No one would be mean to Sir Loki because he loves the ladies. You imagine Dobby in prison trying to do that? The Crips will not hurt Loki. Dobby will not let them. Come here, you. Marvin the Martian, eh? Yeah. Who haven't I done in a while?
Hey, get your Animaniacs voices down, man, for the,
know,
for the
right?
comeback.
Yeah, same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try and take over the world. I'm trying. Let's see what we pilot list. No, I can't do the pilot list voice. Grandma Forrest Gump. I may be dumb, but I know what a Death Star is. Let's see what the chat saying for a voice here to do the shout outs.
Did Finn actually go buy Oreos?
I don't know what he did, man. Shatner. There seems to be names here in the chat. I haven't worked on Peter Griffin. All right, you know what? I'm just going to do Loki. Something just popped in my head. It's Christmas time. You know who we need to hear from? Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh, brown and green, he loves you. All to the boys and the Christmas joy. Sometimes he's nutty, sometimes he's corny, he be brown or greenish brown. And if you eat a lot of fiber on Christmas Day, he just might come to your town. Howdy ho, scaries. Boy, you all sure do smell like flowers. We got a lot of great folks here that we need to shout out. So let's get to everybody here. And if you don't like it, well, as I tell Loki all the time, you can kiss my little brown balls. Ha! All right, well, let's see who's got the Christmas season in them, Loki. All right, you got Andrew Cotta, Aramil, Ahsoka Moyal, Boris Balkan. Well, that's pretty Christmassy. I hears Lost Tales, he smells like flowers. Fatality V2, Gamer Ape, Ghost Strike. Oh! Agile, Jason and Jason. There's two Jasons. That's like two turtle doves. John Moran, Kazakagi, Lord Megatron, the Decepticons. Well, they're not very Christmassy at all. I don't like them very much. Mad Dog, Lovely Mouse Canada, Nathan H, Neil Venom, Nobo Naga, Plasma, Ray Rock Ronin, TJ, what else? 73, Wolfell, Utah, DJ Nightmare. Merry Christmas, y'all. It sure is a howdy-ho day. There you go.
Nicely done.
Those are the shout-outs. And I'm going to go cry because my voice hurts. I'm on the wrong thing there. Yes.
We didn't have Oreos, so I had to improvise.
Boy, I'll tell you what I could have done, Hank Hill, but then I would have thought of my boy Bobby sniffing that propane back in the cellar. All right, I guess Sir Loki went to go get Oreos. So you guys just flipping seats here, man. What the
Hopefully
hell?
he has Oreos. I didn't have Oreos, so I had to improvise.
We don't have Oreos
so.
here. I don't eat that shit.
Yeah, I improvised, but so
Sure.
it worked, but it's not an Oreo. I had a chocolate macaroon and a Chips Ahoy cookie at the same time.
Okay, well, whatever floats your boat there, buddy.
Yeah, the chocolate macaroon is about the same, but it doesn't have the crunchiness, so I stuck a Chips Ahoy in my mouth at the same time and ate it. Then you kind of get that crunch of the Oreo at the same time. So, yeah. Chocolate
No,
macaroon.
I don't have Oreos, unfortunately.
I know. I need to get Oreos. That just this reminded me that I need to make sure I'm stocked up on Oreos.
I have
And I like the double
shiitake
stuff.
mushroom chips. That's what I got.
Ooh, those actually sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you dip them in anything, or do you just eat them straight?
Just eat them straight.
Okay. I do like shiitake mushrooms. All right. Okay. Let's get to our questions here. Let's see. Nightmare question. Since Relic 8 adds +2 speed to pilot ships, would that be the most logical place to start with tunes to Relic 8?
I'm torn on this issue. I don't know.
I think it's the same way we talk about the engine characters, right? It'll not just be any of them, but it's the ones that are going to be the key ones. And I think, like Loki pointed out some of them. It's like Biston and SRP, right? Because Biston's ship is pretty important. Negotiator with Kenobi is a good one because you need to get that days off quicker. Like there are some key characters that you need to go faster in order to be able to do particular things. Houndstooth kind of depends on which one you're going against, but a lot of times if you can get that breach off early and get the taunt, it's a good thing. There are sometimes that you want a little bit of a slower one, they can help you as well. So it kind of depends a little bit on Houndstooth. But each lineup does have that engine character that makes a difference. I think the capital ship commanders, I should say, are big ones though. Getting to your reinforcements a little quicker, getting to your ultimate ability just that little bit quicker. I think all of those things can make a big impact. So I would actually go one step beyond just saying pilots. I think the commander ships are the ones that you'd be going after, the capital ship commanders. But Loki, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's
I'm going to wait and see because I'm still up in the air.
Yeah, I would wait right now, but yeah, it's when it gets to the point where ship battles are going to win you territory wars or GACs, then it's something to look at. I think we mentioned earlier in the stream that relics are still a big part of regular tunes, so maybe doing your Galactic Legend right now might not be as dramatic, as opposed to doing a ship. I mean, we don't know yet. That's the thing. I mean, I'm speculating right now, but I could totally see, Finn, you mentioned Biston's Ewing. There's a lot of key ships that need to go first to get the turn meter train going to do its thing. It's yet to be seen right now. It's still way too early. There's a lot of tunes right now. I have Relic 7 and I wish I didn't Relic 7 them, so I'm sure it's going to be the same with Relic 8. We just got to wait a little bit.
Yeah. And you don't have access to a lot of Relic 8 characters right now anyways, right? People are still attempting the raid and there's only those 3 packs that you can buy. So it's at most what, like 2? 2. Can you even get to 2 characters?
Yeah, if you get, well, that's the.
No, you can get to 1 right now.
Yeah,
yes, 1. Did you get 1.5 of the amount that you need in order to Relic, right?
Right, but even then, you have to get like the 1 or 2 to get, or between you got to be top 5 to get the other 10 shards to get.
Oh, I know. I'm not even talking about the raid stuff though. So
yeah,
but the other stuff, I think you can get 1 if you just buy the packs. Kenobi is a solid one because he's good on the Padme team too, right? You're increasing his health and stuff. He's just going to be more difficult to take out.
Yeah.
So Kenobi is not a bad first one because he's good. You increase the negotiator. Like, I would not be surprised if he is the most commonly first Relic aided character because it just makes sense. to have Kenobi better, but we'll see.
All right.
Jason Hobby question: Oh snap! Y'all ready for the new Rancor experience?
Yeah,
It's different.
It is. It's different. It was what we wanted. We wanted that challenge. You know, we haven't had a raid in a long time that's really challenged us. It's been what, almost 2 years, almost 2 years exactly since we got the Heroic Sith raid. It was beginning of 2018. So, yeah, I'm excited.
It's not a challenge for me. Like I said, the Relic 5 requirement.
Well, for those that will be going for it, it'll be a challenge.
Yeah, I would have had so much more fun just throwing my like Gear 11s and Gear
Sure.
12s at it. Like they wouldn't have done anything, but at least I could have played around and maybe seen if some strategies work and figure out which characters I should work on. Like that's all we wanted to do. We wanted to play with our teams. Forcing us to Relic 5, yeah, I don't give a
Yeah, I mean, if you're not in a position like me where I've got like 38 of them, or you know,
yeah. The high end guilds are going to be able to do it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't like. See, the fact that the more I think about it, the more the fact that, you know, not letting people go in there, you know, just mess around with it. You know, I mean, I know you have to reach certain levels, but you know, I said to Finn, like, if they just said Relic characters instead of Relic 5, I would have been a lot more okay with it than Relic 5, because at least, you know, you can go in there and you go in there with like your Relic 1 to 3 squad, and you're like, oh, right, let's see what happens. And I got slaughtered. Well, I need to take these up a little bit higher. I mean, leave the decision to the players. Let them make that decision, you know, if they want to invest in the time or resources or money to make that. I mean, it's like, you know, it is what it is. So.
Yeah. Next question, Nightmare. With Relic 8's now here, and CC, critical chance. CC getting another 4.5% increase. Is there any reason to farm critical chance mods anymore?
Yeah.
There's still crit avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be characters that are going to be, I'm sure of it, getting more crit avoidance.
Yes.
Yeah, like Zalbar, and there's ones with the baked-in crit avoidance.
Yep.
So you relegate those tunes, and you can get their crit avoidance way above, what is it? The max right now in any one tune's probably 60%.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's going to go up.
Yeah, there's still characters. Now, again, it's all situational, right? There's a lot of characters that don't need crit chance because they get it with their own uniques, right? And I always point to Han. Like, Han does not need a lot of crit chance because he already gets crit chance with his unique. He can buff himself up, and when he's with Chewie, he gets the bonus from Chewie. So Han, like, never needs crit chance. You can give him all the crit chance you want. He's already kind of maxed out pretty much. You can give him more if you're worried about crit avoidance, but otherwise he doesn't need it. So it's just one of those things where it's like it's still going to be character dependent, situation dependent, where you use crit chance. And those situations are still going to remain, and you'll continue to use it for those. What else 73 has a question. Does Jedi Master Luke even have an ultimate? Seems like no matter what I do, he never reaches it. Is this something only meant for light side GOTB where you have 50 turns or more?
No, you got to run him as a leader.
Yeah.
And then you got to have all the Jedi behind him, and you got to spam that ability.
Yeah.
That's how you get to it fast.
That's pretty much the only way.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to fly.
Okay, next question. What else? Do you think Relic 8 Mace will be any better? And if so, by how many hundredths of a %? I hear Rambam already took him.
He did. Shame on him. And no.
Yeah, he will be better. He has to be better. It's another Relic level. Is he going to be good? That's a separate question. You're better. You're comparing it from a baseline to crap. So he's going to be a little bit better than crap because his stats are going to be a little bit better. So yeah, the answer is yes. He will be any better, and he will be better by roughly about 4 to 5% better, because that's how much you get with your mastery stats. Pretty much it. That doesn't, but 4 or 5% of like 0.00001 is still almost 0.00001. It's just 0.0000104. That's all you get. Okay. Next question. Eeyore's Lost Tales question: can any of you beat the last 2 tiers of the Secret and Shadows event? I can't get past Sidious on stage 4, and I have sisters at rank 7.
I don't even bother. I don't even bother with
spirits.
that one.
I don't even bother it, man.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's not. The other ones, I can do it, but I hate that one. So, no.
Ear question: with the gas event, what were the gear levels you all had to take the Galactic Republic tunes to beat the droid tier?
I had 2 relics. It was Kenobi and it was Ahsoka. That's
I
it.
had 1. It was Kenobi.
Yeah.
I had a Relic 5 Kenobi and Gear 12. Everything else. Loki.
You had all the relics, didn't you, Loki, on both? I remember that.
I had to. No. I had to. I didn't have a relic. Was it Droidica? I had to put the Zeta on him.
Uh-huh.
No. Other way.
We're talking about GR teams, not
What are the Galactic Republic to beat the droid tier, not the droids you needed to beat the Galactic Republic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man, I don't even remember that one.
I do. You had all relic.
Which one is it?
That's the one where you use Padme, Kenobi,
3PO.
Shock T, 3PO.
Oh, the second tier. The second tier.
Tier 2.
Phase 2. Yep.
Okay. What was it? Did I have them all relic? I don't think I had them all relic at that time either, but I think it was Shock T that I didn't have relic at that time.
I thought you did, man, because you got through that
You know
one. All right.
what?
We spent the most
No,
time
that
on
one. That one I struggled with too.
You struggled with Relic 4 because I was there with you when you streamed that, man. We spent most of our time on Relic 4, yeah, because we were talking about Droidica and did you want to put the Zeta on, because we did many attempts before you did that. I remember that. It was early in the morning, man. You don't forget getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning because Mr. Potato Head Loki wants to do the event.
Yeah,
you reminded me. I didn't make the video on Phase 2. Phase 2 was actually easy once you get the turn meter sequence. We did it on remons in 2 tries once we remodded? Took us like 2 hours to remod it, but
yeah, I don't remember it being that bad.
Yeah.
No, it's actually really easy once you get the turn meter set up in a particular way. I'm going to make a note of it because I was going to make the Phase 2 gas. I just figured everyone was doing it, and so I just made the Phase 4 because that was the only change since when I did it. But we were able to complete Phase 2 with remons mods. Once again, we were able to complete Phase 2 with remons mods. There's just a speed sequence in particular that you need in order to do it. So I'll actually make that as a note. I have to work on the Jedi Master Luke video, and then I'll work on the gas Phase 2 on the SWGOH side. So yeah, it's fairly easy. Again, I only had 1 relic, and that was Kenobi. If he can survive, then you're good. Kenobi is pretty much the only one that really matters. Everything else you can kind of deal without. So
Kenobi.
Scribe question: how do you guys feel about the fact that CG is already selling Relic 8?
What do you expect? I mean, there's no shock there. There's no anger. There's nothing. It's like, yeah, of course they're going to do that. Come on now.
Once again, they have accelerated the growth of this game from the character perspective since the introduction of Gear 13. You should not be surprised by the fact that they're selling Relic 8.
No.
I would not be surprised by if March we have Relic 9.
I mean, to be fair, they put the Relic 8 pieces into a Relic pack, right? So I'm not upset that they're selling Relic 8. At least they're selling a Relic pack now that's updated, right? Like, it
is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I would have been more sad if they didn't even put it in there, I guess, because it's a Relic pack, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's specifically called Relic 8 pack, right? Like, I mean, it's just a Relic pack.
Correct.
So I'm hoping that the little $10 packs got them too, and the other ones that that they splash in the stores every once in a while. And that's fine. I mean, the difficulty of this raid right now, they need a way for us to accelerate the Relic 8 progress, man. It's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Kusman Gilo question.
Hey, Kus.
I started working on my top 80. What is the Relic priority for a CLS team? Han, then Chewie. You don't need CLS.
Yeah, you can keep CLS at 12 for a while, but Han and Chewie definitely, because they're shipped too, right? Yeah. And then once that's done, then you can go back and you can get CLS, and if you start working on 3 Baka, then you can throw him in there, because just those 4 can take out 5-man teams. You can see it tomorrow on my GSC at 12 Eastern here on RSG, but I usually go into just with 4, although I will probably use 5 because there's the 3PO feat. I usually hate the feat, so I was like, that's not that bad. You just have to have R2, 3 Baka, and 3PO himself, along with CLS and Han. I mean, I'll do that. Shit, I'll go in there with a team like that.
So I'm glad I watched The Mandalorian because I would not have known that this is a spoiler otherwise. So just FYI, Vormax, I can't read the last part of your question. I can read the first part of your question.
Yeah.
So Vormax
No
question.
spoilers.
He has a lore question. He says, "Was Hondo alive after the Empire fell and while the New Republic was forming? Basically, could Hondo and the Mandalorian meet?"
I'm not answering that.
What do you mean? That's not a spoiler. There's nothing spoiler about that, Ranger. I've seen it. There's zero spoiler with that. Is Hondo possibly alive?
Yes. Can he meet
Okay.
with the Mando? Yes. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's all he's asking. There's no spoiler.
Okay.
There's no
I
spoiler
just
in
get
it.
hesitant with season 2. I just do not want to talk.
This has nothing to do with season 2.
I know, but you know, the skewers can be a little
Just
sneaky.
the other part of the question that I didn't ask you
okay.
had to do with season 2.
Wait a minute, am I being tricked here?
No. The other part of his question that I didn't ask
Don't ask.
have to do with season 2.
Yeah,
So I'm not asking that.
You can't
That's why I asked you just the part that was clean.
Yeah,
that one.
as far as I know, he was. And as far as I know, it's a possibility. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Neo Venom question: Ranger, are we free to talk about the Mandalorian episode? I already answered that. No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Travis Anderson question: how often do you think the new raid will run? They've already kind of told us there's a new ticket system.
The ticket system, all that's in the forums, and we talked about it.
It's 180,000 tickets, which means that at best you run it every 6 days.
Yeah.
So and it runs for 2 days. You can collect the tickets again. So yeah, basically every 6 days is how often you can run it. Nathan H. Question: what would Swedish Chef say about the exciting news this week?
There you go.
All right. And then last question from John Moran said, I just reliced Galactic Legend Luke today. I have all health sets of mods on him. His speed is 472. Health is just under 142,000. Protection 64,000. Physical damage 4,992. How should I mod him?
Let me compare here. Galactic Legend Luke. Yours compared to mine. I went beefy on him with speed. So my speed is, let's see. I'm looking at yours. So your speed is 472, mine's 502. Your health under 142,000. I'm almost at 160. 20,000 less physical. 4992. Need some work. We're about even on the damage, but mine's way beefier. I don't know. I don't know how you did it, Loki, but I went tons of health and protection with him with really good speed. I mean, I got 16 mods with.
Did you go health set or speed
health set?
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't have to be super duper fast, in my opinion. I mean, because both Galactic Legends are going to go first. So one's going to go, the other one's going to go. But they get those stats from those.
I mean, you kind of want them to go first because of the efflux, right? Because of the AOE ability block and all that stuff.
It's true, but like if you're facing like Rey or you're facing Kylo, right? Rey's gonna lifeblood, right? And then Kylo, what's he gonna do? He's gonna stun one of your characters, right? He always, especially if gas is in there. I don't care. Like I've changed that lineup a few times to see what happens. He always goes and stuns monkey ass gas. So I'm just like, okay. But then Luke goes, and then he gets his shit off. I just pick which target I'm going after, and then my Jedi Revan goes. So it is what it is. So for Luke, I don't think it's that. If you can get a speed set that's really good on him with health and protection, sure. But I just went health set, with really good speed and health and protection. That was the main stats I went with Luke with, offensive secondaries, things like that. So, but I've heard other ways to mod him. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I do think you need to make him beefy, because those stats kind of go across the board for everybody. So,
okay, and there we go.
Okay, so that's all the questions. There we go. So not too bad. All right. So just as a programming note, see, tomorrow I'm doing my GAC. Finn, what time are you thinking your GAC tomorrow? People ask me all the time. I'm like,
probably around 3.
Okay, 3 o'clock for Finn. So we'll do mine tomorrow for the lunch stream. Then Finn will do his. next couple days I'm going to be outside, so if you need to message me, you can. I'll message you back, but it'll probably be later on in the day, probably at night after I've iced down and taken an hour-long bath. But
I gotta do my GAC tomorrow too, so I'll hop on one of your guys' streams.
You can hop on mine if you want. We will do mine, then we can do yours. I don't care. But then after that, I gotta go do manual labor, and then Finn will do his, and then I don't think we have anything scheduled for tomorrow night or Friday night. Friday will be another lunch stream. Then Saturday will be the Jedi Academy.
Friday night is SOS.
Sorry, SOS is yep, I forgot about that. SOS stream. Thank you for reminding me. That's why Finn's here. So we'll do State of Survival stream at 9 p.m. Eastern. I am possibly gonna do Zera's stream. I'm waiting for confirmation. When's he do it? I'll find out, but I'll let you know once I get the news on that. But he does it Friday nights late, so I'll do that. Then we have Jedi Academy on Saturday morning, and then we'll have Dungeons and Dragons that night. We'll probably have GAC right afterwards, so we'll have Saturday will be busy because we'll have the Jedi Academy that's 2 hours, and then we'll do my GAC. Then right after that, Finn usually does his GAC. We'll have a little bit of a break. And then that night we will have Dungeons and Dragons, which is the Wildmount campaign. And then Sunday, hopefully we can maybe get some D&D. Sunday we can get some Dungeons and Dragons.
No, Sunday for me.
No, Sunday for Finn. So that answers that question. So, God damn it, Finn, why couldn't you lie and let me lie to my mom and be outside all day? Fuck, God damn it, Finn.
You can still do stuff with the guys. I'm sure there's something else we could do, but I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, it makes it hard because I have all this. I sit here when I'm like writing notes and coming up with stories and characters.
Well, there's something we can do because I know we're going off topic here. Star Wars D&D is not one of the standard ones, so I think it would be kind of neat to review it because there's been a lot of changes to it. It's just kind of a general review of Star Wars D&D and going through the D&D game would be kind of interesting. Okay, we've done that with the regular D&D because we're used to that. All Star Wars D&D actually.
Yeah, I can get off the hill early.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the guys are still working on their characters or looking at how.
Maybe we'll do that. We'll do character stuff and we'll talk about the game and stuff like that. So, I've only briefly looked at the material, just some changes and stuff. Like, oh, that's cool. I kind of liked it. So, all right. So with that, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are still doing our Tiltify campaign. Let's see where we're at. I haven't looked at it here in a couple days since we did it. Let's see. Was it changed at all? Let me look real quick. We're at $13,290 that we have donated. If you'd like to help our fight against cancer, we've blown by the 2 goals we set so far. We have a new goal of 15,000. You are more than welcome to go. It's been linked in the chat the entire time. You're more than welcome to go click to our Tiltify campaign and help support the American Cancer Society. They're a great organization. So please check that out if you'd like to donate. Every little bit helps, whether it's $1, $2, any of that. So anything you want to donate, feel free to do. So anything else? Nope. I think we're good. I'm just trying to think in my head if there's anything else. Nope. I think we're good. So with that, last thing I'm going to say, guys, before we get out of here, and then I can finally rest. Yes, rest I need. Old I become. Is wash your hands, wash your face, wear your mask, social distance, do all that shit, yo. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you guys so much. Yes.
Sorry, before we go, you know what's a slap in the face in this new raid? I just realized it.
What?
I used all of my Relic 5 characters, and then if you click on battle, it brings up a message that says characters defeated. All characters that meet the character requirements have been defeated. Acquire new characters at 7-star rarity. They put the same freaking message for the challenge that you get for tier 7, and they still say acquire more 7-star characters.
Well, Finn, I think it's just you just got
this is like a slap in the face.
Well, I think it's just.
Oh, you want to slap in the face? Look at the rewards. There's no rewards for ranks 3 through 5.
Oh yeah. So do not rank 3 or 5. You have to be 1, 2, or
no rewards.
1, 2, or
yep,
6.
You get no rewards. 1, 2, or then 6 through 41 plus.
All right.
So there you go.
So that happens.
There's some slaps in the face.
They must have planned that nobody can beat this thing. That's why there's all these bugs and typos.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're like these guys aren't getting to do this shit. Are you kidding me? All right. Anything else? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. You can check us out on Twitch. We have all kind of fun games. They did Don't Starve Together. Yesterday we got State of Survival on Friday nights that we discussed, and we're playing that, and Dungeons and Dragons and SWGOH and Star Wars games. Oh my. So everyone have a great rest of your night. Thank you for joining us on this hump day. So on behalf of myself and the crew, be safe, and we will holler.